we got a good one to unpackage today. A foreclosure crisis continues to mount. Listen, friends, let's not sugarcoat it. It's really simple, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. Anytime the housing market exhibits bubble behavior, they've crashed. And this is the biggest bubble ever witnessed in human history with no organic growth. It was stimulus that caused the bubble. And people normalized it. They wanted to tell you this time was different, but there's nothing different. The only thing that's different now, it's worse. We see the economic headwinds. And listen, friends, as somebody lived through the 2008 financial crisis and foreclosure crisis, almost got caught up into that vortex, escaped by the skin of my teeth, which is part of the reason I'm here with you today, giving economic awareness videos to help you understand the waters you're currently swimming in. This time is much worse. I didn't see this type of stuff in 2008 that I'm seeing now. This is very, very serious. But of course, the industry has no choice but to minimize the severity because their own livelihood, their own house, depends on it. Those are the waters you're swimming in. It's just so clear as day for most of us. If you're new, subscribe. Subscribe right away. We'd love to have you here. You're welcome here. We think you made an extremely smart choice. I'm going to protect people. You can buy in this environment if you know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're done. Did you know? Not a million people, not 2 over 10 million people bought in this real estate bubble. And the majority of them went above and beyond appraised values. I know firsthand because I'm a real estate agent and I saw this thing. It alarmed me. It was like living in an episode of The Twilight Zone. Phone ringing off the hook. People standing around the block to bid and beg. I mean, literally begging to overpay for a house. In the last bubble, I didn't see bidding wars. I didn't see waiving contingencies to try to get your offer to stick. I didn't see waiving inspections, not knowing the health and the fitness of the home, mold homes, new homes being slapped up and falling apart before people even moved in. It's been a complete nightmare that I didn't even see in the previous bubble, which up until this bubble was the biggest bubble ever recorded in history, that failed miserably. And a lot of the same narratives were being preached then that are being preached now. This time is different. There's no crash risk here. Loans are strong. Whatever they could say to spin it. It all comes down, I would say the psychology of sales, the psychology of people. And the psychology of salespeople are designed to basically objective handle you, to get you to buy in this environment. And boy, did they do that. And we just see now it's all but gone sideways. We got the two-headed monster, runaway inflation in a risen interest rate environment. That's a two-headed monster, and it's out of its cage, and it's refusing to go back in. And we can't drop interest rates. Otherwise, the inflation fight is a failure, and we end up in just hyperinflation, just completely a race to the bottom. So this thing is either a slow motion crash or a fast motion crash. That's what we get right now. And then we get to decide. Because you see, real estate's local. All areas will behave differently. Some might get hit harder, some might get hit last, some might rebound first. It doesn't behave the same all across the board. That's why it's so important to stay in touch with channels like this that are going to keep you in front of this, friends, and understand the waters you're swimming in. I'm going to help you. I'm helping a lot of you right now. There's areas that are safe to buy right now, at least safer than others, but it all comes down to the way you buy. And for me, I'm just not okay with, I don't even like paying asking price, much less over asking price. Like, that was insane. I didn't see that in the last bubble. The reality is this: we've got a big issue, because you see what's going to happen. It's as clear as day. 10 million people went above and beyond appraised values, poured into the real estate bubble, and now they're basically in trouble, as the U.S. savings rate is an all-time low and U.S. debt at an all-time high, inflation. And so now what we're having is the brand new home builders who broke ground, started these projects prior to interest rates, got caught in a game of musical chairs, and the music has officially stopped. So they're on-site salespeople, which I call FOMO factories, where they have model homes for you to tour, staged to perfection, some think tank to get you and fall in love with not even the home you're going to get. It's a model unit. Insanity, this stuff. Those are the areas that will, in fact, fall and fall hard and fall first. Why, you ask? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you. Because every single home sold in those are people that bought in the bubble. You're not in an existing neighborhood where maybe people bought a long time ago. They're insulated from some of that behavior. In the last bubble in '08, we saw people walk away from homes, leave their keys under the mat, or get cash for keys to get out of the house. And then these were just big war zones where looters basically came through and stripped homes of anything they could, boarded up windows. Now some of those homes have rebounded and they're back occupied again. It's insane. Like, you can't dream this stuff up. So if you want to know, here's the challenge, because I know a lot of you are like, let it crash, Scott, let it crash. I'm ready for some pennies on the dollar. Do you know any where I can get foreclosures? Scott, I'm interested in foreclosures. Oh, well, that's where you're going to find them. You're going to find them in these neighborhoods right now that aren't finished yet. They're still building. And the people that bought in phase 1 are now watching people buy in phase 4, the last phase, for less than what they paid. They're already upside down in their purchases. We've got so many people now with negative equity. The fuse has been lit. But they're leaning on stuff like, well, weather the storm. Real estate always comes back. Well, yeah, if you're ready to wait out 20 years is what it took the last one. This is a bigger bubble. It could have bigger blowback and take even longer. But here's the challenge. If and when this crash happens, there will be foreclosures. Now, of course, leadership will step in because there'll be a lot of social upheaval. This is unfair. We're losing our homes. My agent told me it was okay to buy in this environment, to date the rate and marry the house. It's my agent's fault. No, it's not. They just drank the Kool-Aid. You all drank the Kool-Aid. Everybody is on the Kool-Aid. Most everybody except you smart people here, right? So we navigate through this thing. We're going to navigate through it. So what's going to happen? As foreclosures hit, it's going to hit where? Where the people that bought in the bubble. Where do the most bubble buyers occur in a concentrated form? In the new developments. They're all bubble buyers. That's bad because those are the ones that are going to fall first. So these neighborhoods are to race against the clock. And as the foreclosure crisis, you're going to start seeing your neighbors get for sale signs popping up. Then foreclosure signs in the yard, and then boarded up windows. And it's going to start at phase 1, and then it's going to hit phase 2, and phase 3, and phase 4 will be the last to get hit. That's the natural migration of a downturn. And here's the challenge. So these homes eventually will end up pennies on the dollar, but they're going to look like war zones. In the last bubble, like I said, you had boarded up windows, security driving through the neighborhoods for a while, tumbleweeds, overgrown yards. You don't want to move in there. So if you buy that, you better be all cash, ready to hold it until the economy decides it's going to recover again. And it'll slowly get to those areas and maybe come back again. Appreciate the brand new construction and all their modern conveniences, little mini McMansion kind of feel. These are the areas that are going to get slammed. So for me personally, I'd much rather buy in an area that's insulated from that, where my neighbors have bought all through pre-bubble. Actually, I just want my neighborhood to be a pre-bubble neighborhood because I know it's not going to be a foreclosure festival like we're going to see in these brand new homes. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark infested. Builders, welcome to the swimming pool. You're in big trouble. You drank the Kool-Aid. I've seen this movie before. It doesn't end well, potentially. Bigger bubble equals bigger blowback. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. If you want to buy today, it's not the interest rate you need to be concerned with. It's definitely not a rate buy down. All it is standard amount down. At today's high interest rate, would it put my cost to carry the property under its rent range, even if it's not a rental? That is the true value of a home. What somebody would be willing to rent it for. You will put your head on the pillow much better at night knowing that your cost to carry is under the property's rent range, because something happens to me, my job, my income, anything. I can put a renter in there and they can make the payment and I don't have to lose the house. In fact, I might even call Scott Walters and say, thank you so much. I want to do this again and stack a few more of these. It happened by accident. I have rental property and now I'm ready to ride off into the sunset and quit my day job. That's the path to wealth. I'll be here to raise awareness, ring the bell, sound the alarm, and blow the lid off it whenever necessary, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well, or simply reach out to ScottWaltersRealestate@gmail.com. We'll find you there. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.